Salut! David Wallerman here, talking about an important subject. How can you make money with music? Oh, hey, I'm not rich, I'm not famous, but I can pay the bills at the end of the month and I do what I love. So these tips, I hope, will inspire you to build your own career. Most of my income as a musician is teaching. And most of my teaching is done online now. A simple Google search will give you a lot of really good results as potential employers. Make a list of the top 5 websites you'd like to work for. You don't want to apply to a poorly done website or a website that you do not want to be associated with. When you're building your cover letter to these potential employers, make sure you include a couple links of your teaching. It doesn't have to be a really complex lesson, and usually short is good, so maybe a 2-3 minute lesson. It needs to be entertaining. It needs to be well shot, so think about the lighting. Don't shortcut this. This is going to be really important for the employer to trust you. And if one website does not hire you, don't forget there's a lot of others, so don't give up. Just try over and over. In an 8 to 5 job, if you're working in an office and you go get your 8-minute coffee break in the morning or whatever, you're still going to be paid. As an independent artist, well, if you're not actually doing some work, you're not going to be paid. To supplement the income of teaching for these membership-based websites, I also teach privately. A student pays in advance. He's got his set time, and if he does not show up, you've got the money. And now use Skype for that. It's very good. I also do pre-recorded videos, which is really cool. This is very handy for students who are not set up with a webcam or who don't have a very fast internet connection. And it's really good because you can also reuse this recorded material for other students. Although I love teaching, it can be draining and very tiring after a while. And that's why I like to supplement my income with other ways, such as composing for media. This is a great way to supplement your income. You're probably not going to get rich with this, but it's just a nice little addition. I write some music for video games, and when I say video games, I'm not talking about the latest blockbuster, but I'm talking about indie video games. I own an Xbox 360, and on the live marketplace, you can download these indie video games for a certain price. There's a lot of companies, a lot of different forums where you can get in touch with some of these developers and negotiate with them. If one of their games gets published, just negotiate a deal with them where you get 30% of all the sales, and every 6 months you'll get a little check. It's not a lot of money, but it's a good way to get you into the door. And this can work with shorts, movies as well. Anything video. Video has a big demand in music. Websites as well. If you can get yourself to a point where you can easily record little songs, you can make backing tracks. Backing tracks can be an excellent way to supplement your income. Make a list of all the vocal coaches out there, vocal teachers. Get in touch with them and ask them if they need backing tracks. Most likely they will. There's also the old school way of making money, playing in a band and playing shows. Although that's not my favorite source of income, it can supplement a little bit what you're making. Make sure you're up to date with whatever songs, the set list you're going to work on. Prepare your set list beforehand. And once again, we're not talking about a band where you're going to join just to have fun, although it can be fun. We're talking about making money with music. So it takes some preparation. Really study your set list. Very important. See what's working. Selling your own music to customers is probably the most gratifying experience that I have as a musician when I'm trying to make an income. But that can be quite difficult. Instead of doing a regular standard guitar album, why not base an album on a book or a movie? I think your chances of selling your album are way better if you really select a niche where there's not that much competition. If you base an album on this indie movie you loved, all the people who love that movie are probably going to be interested in your album. In order to promote your album, you can either do it yourself on your website, which takes a lot of time, and as you know by now, making a living with music is very time consuming, or you can go with several online services. I use CD Baby. It's very good. For a small fee, they will list your album on their website, and they'll also include your album as downloads on iTunes and all these download websites, and every month you'll get a little check. So it's a very good way to supplement your income. If you're good at your guitar or your piano or whatever you're playing, find a challenging piece and tab it out. Score it. You might be able to sell your work on your website or to students or whatever. Advertise online as a transcriber and you might get a little bit of work out of that. Hopefully you find these ideas interesting and worth trying out. They worked for me, but of course there's a lot of other venues we can explore to make an income with our art. If you have any success stories, failure stories, things that work, things that don't work, just ideas, I'd love to hear them. Post a video response or just a comment. I always check them. I love to hear what you think about all this. As always, please subscribe to my channel for more reviews, more insights, more contests. And as always, salut!